Here on the Business Brain Podcast, we'll improve the thinking skills that are getting in your way of doing what you want to do so you can work smarter, move faster, and grow your business with ease. As the owner of the gym that had 9 different types of classes every single day, Lisa was an amazing woman with a ton of energy. Yet sometimes she'd start overthinking way too much that it would get in the way of doing what was best for the business. What about this or that? Or is this better? And while she eventually did take action, it was super draining and took a lot longer than she'd like. It took 2 words to help her get out of that overthinking habit. That's it. Just 2 words. Once her brain understood this concept, she was able to get out of the overthinking just as fast as she got in. If you're experiencing something similar, I'm here to tell you, you do not have to struggle forever. In this episode 504 of the Business Brain Podcast, I'm going to share with you the exact steps of what you can do to have your own transformation. But first, do you ever wonder if getting through the day could be that bit easier? Tasks don't take as long and projects just happen smoothly. What if by the end of the day you feel energized instead of drained? I'm here to tell you it's possible. In our 90-day program, Optimize Your ADHD Brain, we work on solving the root cause of your challenges so they are never a challenge again. Learn more and apply at lifepeaksuniversity.com/OYB. While you are doing any task, you, without even realizing it, are using your 28 thinking skills. When the thinking skills you need to use are strong, doing the task happens easily. If the thinking skills you need to use is weak, doing the task will be a challenge. The struggle that Lisa had came from a weak thinking skill of categorizations. So what exactly does categorizing have to do with overthinking? I'll get to that in a moment. First, I'd like to ask you, what happens when you're overthinking? You're getting worried, or dare I say, too caught up on a specific detail. So often we recognize this is happening and we tell ourselves to stop overthinking. But does that ever work? No, because your mind is still busy thinking about that one detail. You are very zoomed in to this specific detail. So instead of telling your brain to stop overthinking, what you want to do is to tell your brain to zoom out to see the bigger picture. Now your brain has something to focus on, the bigger picture, not just the tiny detail. The 2 magic words you want to tell yourself to get yourself to stop overthinking is zoom out. Now, let me answer your question about how is overthinking connected to categorizations. Well, what's categorizations? Making groups, right? The thing with making groups is that there are no rules unless we make them as to how big a group can be. A group can contain 18 emails for an entire campaign, or it can be the 3 emails we send to an empty cart section of your campaign. A group can be 56 people, including all your staff members, or it can be just the 4 people on your marketing team, or it can be a group of 1 of just your COO. When you are overthinking, you are focusing on a very minor group, a very minor category. You are very zoomed in. By zooming out, you're shifting your focus to a bigger group, to a bigger picture. Overthinking often comes from being overly focused on one detail. Your challenge this week is to use the 2 magic words of zoom out whenever you find yourself overthinking. If you'd like to learn more about categorizations or get more practical on ways to improve these thinking skills, check out episode 467 or 484. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye for now. That's all for this episode of the Business Brain Podcast. If you enjoyed it, send it to a friend who secretly wants stronger thinking skills too, so together you can grow your businesses with peak brain performance.